Okay, students, welcome to the Geometry Homework Help video. Let's go ahead and get started. Page 115, numbers 19 through 21. The directions read to write an equation of the line that is parallel to the given line and passes through point P. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I will go pretty fast through these, so here we go. You are looking to write a linear equation that is parallel to this blue line, so it'll look something like this, okay? So there we go. There's a line parallel to the blue line passing through this point right here. And so if you want to write a linear equation, you should first immediately think of point, slope, and then formula. Okay? And here we go. You need a point that lies on the line you're looking for. Well, we have a point that lies on the line we're looking for, and it's this point right here. Notice it's over 4 and up 4. Now don't be confused. In this problem here, excuse me, in this problem here, notice the tick marks go in increments of 2, 2, 4, 6. And when you go up, they're in increments of 2, 2, 4, 6. So we're over 4 and we're up 4. So the ordered pair would be 4, comma 4. Now, think about this, students. See this blue line right here that I'm scribbling on in black? The equation for that is right here. Notice that y is all by itself and the coefficient of x is 2. So the slope of the blue line is 2. And if two lines are parallel, they have the same slope. So the red line will also have a slope of 2. So the slope is 2. And now you're all set. Here's your x, here's your y, here's your m. So for the y, I will substitute 4. For the m, I will substitute 2. For the x, I will substitute 4. And plus b. And let's see, 2 times 4 is 8. Bring the 8 over, and when you bring it over, it becomes a negative 8. So you're left with a negative 4 plus b. So we know what b is, we know what m is, and so here we go. Not sure why I put a plus sign here. Negative 4 equals b. So you would write your equation like this. Y equals, then your slope, 2x, and then negative 4. Okay, I hope that's right. I don't check these ahead of time. I hope that's right. Yes, we got it right. Okay, moving on to number 20. Okay, same thing. We're going to need a point. I'm going to abbreviate slope and a formula. Okay, so here we go. The line that you're trying to find the equation for is a line like this. It's parallel to the blue line, and it passes through this point right here. And that point would be, let's see, over negative 1 and up positive 2. This point right here. Over 1 to the left and up 2. So we do know a point that lies on the line that we're trying to write the equation for, and that point would be negative 1, 2. Negative 1, 2. Okay? Now, the slope of the blue line, look at your linear equation. Notice y is all by itself. Notice the coefficient of the x is negative. There's no number there, so we can put a 1 there. And so the coefficient of the x is negative 1. So the slope of the blue line is negative 1. So the slope of the parallel line must be negative 1 also. So we're going to use negative 1, and then here's our formula. So here we go. For the y, I'm going to substitute 2. For m, I'm going to substitute negative 1. For x, I will substitute negative 1. And let's see what we get. 2 equals 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 is a positive 1. Then bring the positive 1 over and make it a negative 1. 2 minus 1 is 1 equals b. So, students, I do know what the slope is. I do know what b is. And so we can write the linear equation. Excuse me, y equals negative 1x plus 1. And there we go. Let's see if we got that right. Let's grab this and drag it. And yep, we're pretty good. They did not put a 1 right here in front of the x, but you can definitely put a 1 there, so we're totally good. Moving on to number 21. Okay, we're going to go pretty fast now. We've done a couple of these, so here we go. We're looking to find the equation of the line that's parallel to the blue line passing through P. So we do have a point, and the point is, let's see, 2, 4, 6. They're in increments of 2. So 2, 4, halfway over is 5. So my ordered pair would be 5, comma, and then I go up 2, and then halfway, so 3. So 5, comma, 3. So my ordered pair is 5, comma, 3. My slope is, well, the blue line has a slope of 1/2, and I know that because up here y is all by itself and the coefficient of the x is 1/2, so the slope of my parallel line would also be 1/2. And then here's your formula. Where the y is, I will substitute 3. Where the m is, I will substitute 1/2. Where the x is, I will substitute a 5, and then plus b. Okay? 1/2 times 5 would be 5/2. And then again, if you're weak with fractions, just use the fraction button on your calculator and bring your 5/2 over. And when you bring it over, it becomes a negative 5/2. So 3 minus 5/2. And 3 minus 5/2 would be a half. Okay? So, I know what m is, I know what b is, and so I can write my linear equation. Y equals, then your slope comes next, and then your b comes next. And hopefully I've made no mistakes on this. Nope, we are good. There we go. Okay? Alright, continuing on to the next problem. Okay, students, number 23. State the postulate that guarantees that each of the exercises in numbers 19 through 22 has exactly one solution. Well, students, I'm going to type the postulate for you. We learned a postulate that said this, okay? And this should ring a bell. The postulate states something like this. Given a line and a point not on that line, there is exactly one line through the point that is parallel to the given line. Okay, that's a theorem that we learned, so think about it. In numbers 19 through 22, you were given a line and a point not on the line, and they asked you to find the equation of the line parallel. Well, look what this postulate says. There is exactly one line through the point that's parallel to the given line. So this postulate guarantees that each of the exercises in 19 through 22 has exactly one solution. Okay? Okay, moving on to number 24. Now, the directions for 24 and 25 and 26 read as follows. They want you to write an equation of the line that is perpendicular to L and passes through P. So now we're dealing with perpendicular lines, okay? So remember, as soon as you hear the phrase, write a linear equation, you should always think now, point, slope, and formula, okay? So do we know a point that this line will pass through? Yes, they give us one right here. They tell us the line we're looking for passes through 0, 3. Now, they don't give us the slope of the line that we're looking for, but however, look at this. They give us the slope of the perpendicular line. So the slope of the line that's perpendicular to the line we're looking for is negative 5/6. So if the slope of this line is negative 5/6, then the perpendicular slope would be, change the sign, positive, and flip it, 6/5. And there, we're good. We have our slope, we have our point. So where y is, I will substitute 3. Where m is, I will substitute 6/5. Where x is, I will substitute 0. And here we go. 6/5 times 0 is 0. And 0 plus b is b. So look, I know what b equals. I know what m equals. I should put an m here, not s. I know what m equals, so I'm ready to write my equation. Y equals, then you put your slope, 6/5 x, and then your y-intercept, or your b. And there it is. Hopefully we got that right. Let's see if we did. They have a negative 3. Okay, look way back here, students. Sorry, I copied the problem wrong. See how there's a negative sign right here? right here. Sorry about that. So we put a -3 here, and we'll put a -3 here, a -3 here, a -3 here, and a -3 here. Sorry about that. Moving on to number 25. Okay, now they want us to write a linear equation. So right away we think point, slope, and formula. Okay, now the point of the point of the line we're looking for, there is a point, they give it to us, that the line passes through, the line that we're trying to write the linear equation for, and it's right here, 4, -1. So 4, -1. Now, here's the slope of the one line. We're trying to write a line that's perpendicular to that line. So if 1/7 is the slope of this line, then the perpendicular line, we got to change the sign. It's a positive 1/7. So we're going to put a negative, and then we're going to flip 1/7, and we're going to get 7 over 1, which is just 7. And so here we go. Where the y is, I will substitute -1. Where the m is, I will substitute -7. Where the x is, I will substitute 4. And let's continue on. -1 equals -7 times 4 is a -28. Now bring the -28 over, and when you bring it over, it becomes a positive 28. -1 and 28 is 27. So we now know what b is. We know what m is. So we're ready to write our linear equation. Y equals -7x plus 27. All right, let's see if that's right. I hope it is. And yes, it is. Moving on to number 28. Okay, we're being asked to write a linear equation, so we know we need a point, we know we need our slope, and we know we need our formula. So here we go. Our point is 0, 6. Our slope, well, the slope of this equation here is 10. That's the coefficient of the x, 10. So if the slope of this line is 10, then the slope of the line that's perpendicular, first of all, this is a positive 10, so we want a negative. And then 10 over 1, when you flip it, is 1/10. So we have our point, we have our slope, we're ready for our formula. Where the y is, I will substitute 6. Where the m is, I will substitute -1/10. Where the x is, I will substitute 0. 6 equals 0 plus b, because -1/10 times 0 is 0, and 0 plus b is b. So 6 equals b. My slope is -1/10. So write your linear equation. Y equals, then you put the slope, and then x, and then b, or your y-intercept. Let's see if we got that right. Y equals -1/10 x plus 6. And that is correct. I can see it here in my book. That is totally fine. Okay? All right, I think we have one more question left. State the postulate that guarantees that each of the exercises in 24 through 27 have exactly one solution. Well, I'm going to type it for you. And it's very similar to the one we typed earlier, only instead of using parallel, they use perpendicular, okay? Given a line and a point not on that line, there is exactly one line through the given point that is perpendicular to the given line. All right, and there we go. I mean, it's self-explanatory. If you have a line and you have a point not on the line, there's only going to be one possible line that you can draw that's perpendicular to the given line. Okay, and that's it. I hope this homework help video has been a help to you guys. Call or email if you have any questions.